Hi guys, I'm here back with my baby diaries and I have yet another guest. I am joined by Chigo. Chigo, say hi.
Hi.
And we have so much to talk about today. Don't worry, I'm not going to let it go on too long, so you guys stay interested. But Chigo is here and she's a mother of 2 girls, age 10 and age 6. You started earlier. I wish I started earlier so that I'd have like 6 children by now.
Oh wow.
I'm only kidding. But great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to touch on a few topics with you today, and I think something that's also very, very crucial is when you have your baby. At that time, it's supposed to be a sense of joy and it's so amazing. But I want Chigo to tell us about her experience, because when she had her babies, they were both ill at the beginning. So, and I thought that that's something a lot of mothers go through, where it's supposed to be a sense of joy and relief. The baby is now here, 10 fingers, 10 toes, but then you don't have to worry about what's going to happen next. So tell us about your experience.
So the 2 of them, same issue. There's something called bilirubin, which leads to jaundice.
Okay.
So the first one didn't start showing till like maybe 3 or 4 days in the hospital. Yes, after she was born. While the second one was like immediately.
Wow.
And for the first one, so she was now in the ICU and okay, with all the story, everything, you know how it is, it was rough. We stayed in the hospital for almost 12 days before we went home. I was almost going crazy.
I was going to say, what is, like, so at that point, are you allowed to carry her, or?
You go to the ICU and you feed her there, then you go back to your own room.
By yourself?
By yourself. So you're constantly shuttling. You can't even settle down, all that rest. At that point, I was now looking at, because other people gave birth,
and then they left.
And then they come and they go. Some people, less than 24 hours, super women. And you're wondering, why is my case different, For the second one, it was more, okay, so for the first one, all right, we went through it, great, and all that. For the second one, it was more traumatic because she had to go through a blood transfusion. In fact, 2 blood transfusions within a week of being born. And
when they tell you your child has your newborn baby fresh, who is tiny, has to go through a blood transfusion, what is the first thing that's going through your head?
Well, hope.
Okay.
The fact that someone has given you hope, like there's
an option.
Hope. Yes, and for me, I immediately the baby was born, because of what they had explained, the issues that led to the sickness of the first one. Like immediately she was born, the second one, I just surrendered her. Go and check this one if she has the same issue. It has to do with ABO compatibility. That story for another day. That is a medical issue. So I had to surrender her, go and check, and immediately, if I hadn't done that, that's why it's very important. In fact, one thing that really helped me through pregnancy and childbirth and being a mom is, educate yourself. Information is power. It's so important. Yeah. So because I had been properly educated the first time, I surrendered the baby immediately. Like, go and check her. And of course, the test results came out the next day, and they said we need to start immediately. So they put her in the ICU, and then they had to take my husband's blood. But they explained to me that, okay, your husband's blood is going to flush out the initial stuff. Let's call it stuff. This is a light-hearted show. It's going to flush out the initial stuff, but there may be more hidden in the bone marrows. So we'll need a second transfusion if it gets, if that's the case. So of course you always pray that would not be the case, but I didn't even know how ill the child was until after the first transfusion from her dad. So she picked up energy, life. I didn't know. You'll be looking at the baby, be like, that's how they do. That's how they sleep. That's how. It's not. By the time the father, his blood was now in her, she picked up. Really picked up. So I was able to notice even before the doctors. I told you, you'll be going from your room
to check
and to feed her and change her diaper and everything. And then if she cries, they'll come and get you. But I made sure that my room is closed so I can hear the cry. You start to understand the cry of your baby first before the feel of the baby. So I was able to observe earlier that something is wrong. She is not as lively as she was yesterday. So I quickly ran to the doctor. Of course, he was like, we're going to. I had to find. So he was like, first of all, he was consulting with another patient, the pediatrician. I had to start on my own. It's a private hospital. It's not it was a government. It wasn't a government hospital that maybe had a blood bank. So on my own, I started making calls to people to come and donate blood. I first of all prayed. Do you understand? I was almost going crazy because when you see the difference, it was so obvious. So I had to start making calls to people. They don't take blood from women.
Why?
Our blood is lower because of
blood from.
No, they don't take blood from
that
women.
Is because
they are skeptical because of our periods, blood. What will I say? For lack of a better word, content.
I've never heard that in my life.
Our liquid content is lesser than men. Our blood. I forgot.
Wait, but is it just for transfusions for a baby, or is it just in general?
In general, a blood bank would rather take blood from a man than a woman. Yeah. Our blood count. Thank you. I'm supposed to be a medical. Our blood count, for women is lower because of our monthly flows and all.
Thank God you found somebody.
Yeah. So all that has really, for lack of a better word, traumatized me.
I mean, I think especially if it's like there was something wrong the first time and now the second time. I'm not surprised. Is that
the doctor?
Is that why you stopped?
Yes, the owner is one of the reasons. Yeah, the owner of the hospital called me and advised me. Like I said, if we want to go into ABO incompatibility issues, that's story for another day.
Yeah.
So based on ABO incompatibility issues and my own health, because I had high blood pressure, which could have been triggered by those issues, I was advised, Madam, let other people have chance.
Well, thank God.
But you still see, you still see those aunties and mummies praying for twins for you. Even last week, someone prayed for twins for me. I'm like, word.
So, I mean, I just thank you so much for sharing that story, because at least if there's somebody out there that's watching and has gone through something similar, not necessarily a transfusion, but your child being ill and all of that, I mean, what advice would you give them? Because obviously you came out of it, and even though you're traumatized in the sense of, well, because of your own medical background as well, what advice would you give that kind of person?
Open your mind to information from the doctors, and read too, and pray. Open your mind, because the information is power. Because if I wasn't briefed properly, when my baby started going down, I might just start praying or sending broadcast to my whole family to join me in prayer. The baby is not recovering, and the doctor was busy, the hospital was busy.
If you hadn't had that emergency,
so you need to, you'll be alert. There's no time for this was like 4 p.m. 4 p.m. So I had to start making calls, because if I waited for the hospital, where would they find a donor? That they don't have a resident blood bank. So immediately they told me, you might need another donor. I had already asked, so do you have, you need to ask your questions, empower yourself, don't be afraid of the worst. Fear is the worst, as in fear cripples you. So just, do what you have to do, and you come out of it,
Thank you so much. Now, the other thing I just wanted to touch on is, I'm sure every single person that I talk to, every single mom is going to talk about the nanny issue that we have going on. And the other people say, I even saw it on Instagram today, someone was complaining about their nanny, and someone said, must you have nanny, whatever, just ignore that. But you see what I mean? So the nanny issue. Now, you've had an issue before. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So this same baby, this second, the first one, nanny issues were fine. In fact, as I was giving birth, they were delivering nanny to me in the hospital. My dad was great like that. So, but the second one, finding a nanny was tough. I already had a help, but I needed, I was a working mom, 9 to 5, and my office was, I live on mainland, and my office was on the island, third mainland stuff. So I wanted a dedicated nanny as a responsible, fabulous mom.
Good.
So I wanted a dedicated nanny to wait on her hand and foot, especially. So I did exclusive.
Okay.
So the challenge was, by the time I was resuming, going back to work, and then I needed to find a nanny. So I ended up with the option of someone who was coming from. She'll come in the morning before I leave for work, and then she would go when I come back. Let me start by saying this girl robbed. She robbed me as a. She was.
I know I'm laughing. It's not funny.
It's not.
But it's just because you just hear these stories.
Wait, she used to take my stuff. It was the other help that told me that she suspected, and then when this nanny went out, baby was sleeping, maybe to spread clothes or something. She now searched her bag and found, you won't believe it, like beans, rice, stuff. And then when I called my mother, because by then my mom had left, my mom said, you know, because good help is so hard to find. This nanny was fantastic with the baby.
So she said, allow her.
My mom was like, you said, lock your things now. Put padlock.
Don't tempt them.
Yeah, she wasn't even, I was expecting something like,
can you imagine?
No, she was like, Yusuf, lock your things now. Put padlock on the drum. Have you heard of kitchen key? Have you heard of, you know, she was not scolding me. It was not my fault. So guess what I did? Apart from her monthly salary, I would now pack all items of food stuff in bits, like it's your quota. Okay. Enjoy and give to her. But she didn't stop. She started now taking things like maybe one diaper, a bottle of water. Like, and water is not a problem, but like it is the sneaking around. You understand? But that one diaper, I used to wonder, because she had children and they were big. It was later that I heard that people could sell
individual.
Yes, people can sell individual diaper. So I couldn't help her at that point. I was like, yeah, let her have. Let's lock things. Let her have the whole world. Let's just lock ourselves and may she not carry the baby. Do you understand? But she was really great with the baby, and I had resumed work full mode, so and I have side hustle and everything. So
you didn't have to worry about that aspect.
There's also any room for distraction. I just told the other help to
monitor,
shine your eye a bit more. That was the first issue that even I surprised myself. Because when someone is stealing from you, what's the next thing?
Right?
Leave. The second thing that shocked me, one day I was coming back from work and I called my husband and I said, where are you? And he was like, we are at the hospital. No. Now you know how they do it in Nollywood. Let's backtrack. No. Let's backtrack.
Hell no.
Let's backtrack. You know how Nollywood will show you something, then they'll say rewind 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I saw the nanny was feeding. Now it's really crazy when you move your child from breastfeeding to solid. So I saw her first feeding the baby. And I called her, sat her down, and I told her, this first feeding of baby is not good. Actually, it can choke the baby. You know, educated her. Baby can die. Please, don't force feed the baby. But you know, her job as nanny was basically clean the baby and feed the baby. Do you understand? So she took that very seriously. So I spoke to her the way you and I are now. This is how we had a tete-a-tete, you know, and she was, Wait. 3 days later, coming back from work, called my husband and he said we're at the hospital, and I was like, it just clicked immediately.
You already knew.
I knew it had the problem to do with the baby. This was a miracle. She was first feeding the baby. The baby choked. The baby became lifeless.
No.
She now my husband is a doctor, he's a psychiatrist, but he was he trained that time. He was still doing his residency in Abeokuta, but that day miraculously he didn't go to work. 1, 2, the week before they had given them a course on CPR. Believe it or not God every doctor.
God loves you guys because I'm still on lifeless.
Yes,
how many people pass lifeless?
Yes, he does. So he a week ago he had just learned CPR, taking a course. Believe it or not every doctor knows how to give CPR. It's an emergency, whatever. So he didn't go to work. He had just learned CPR. So he was in his room, and then the nanny was shouting, Oga Komo, Oga Komo. And he was like, then he came and he saw his baby blue.
Nah. No.
And his first instinct was to rush with the baby. Then he remembered
he could do CPR.
You need to do CPR, because if you rush with the baby like that, before you get to the hospital, oxygen, the baby is blue because there's no oxygen flowing. So what are you going to do? So he stopped, gave the baby CPR, and then they now went to the hospital. And at the hospital, they told him that thank God you gave CPR. I mean, babies are rushed in here and dead all the time. Baby that I suffered after everything, transfusion. In fact, but this is where I shocked myself. So I came into the hospital. This was about 9 p.m., 10. The nanny was still there after all the Lagos traffic. The nanny was there, looking morose, sober, sad. She had lost weight. My nanny is really so she had lost weight within hours. You know, she was sad. And you know, by then my husband had called his family and all that. And everybody unanimously, they were like, fire her. If you fire her,
you're not about to tell me you didn't fire her.
I didn't fire her. That's it. I told you I'm going to shock. I shocked myself because I had deadlines in the office. Do you know what happened? I slept with my baby that night. First of all, we found out that number one, the baby wasn't eating because the baby had pneumonia, and there was actually blockage in the nose. So we take these things for granted. We just feel like baby is not eating because baby doesn't feel like eating. Baby is wicked. But the baby wasn't eating because there was a blockage. So the baby needed the mouth to both breathe and eat. Yeah. So the nanny could have been slower or whatever. And this nanny came highly recommended. Like, she's a VIP.
Top of the range.
Yes, nanny, the best. And she actually, I saw her passion taking care of this baby. It's not as if she intentionally came to kill this baby. That's where I shocked myself. So it's very shocking. And it's, you know, desperate, and the real desperate housewives. At that point, that was the real. So I spent the night with the baby. And I had to breastfeed the baby. And the doctor told me, can you see, by then they are giving the baby some injections. And he said, can you see she's eating very well? I said, but this is breast milk. You know, what if something else? He said, don't worry, she'll start eating well now, you know, with this treatment. The next day by 6, the nanny was in the hospital, as in resuming for duty. It's really a time of pressure. It's a pressure, it's the time of pressure with the moms and all that. Let me not say too much so that siblings will not.
But I know exactly where you're coming from. You feel very like everybody seems to be watching and judging. And like it's not good enough, and it's also new, and you're trying to do it your way, but people want to implement how it should be done, and finding that healthy balance. But thank you so much. Literally, like, amazing stories. I say these stories, it sounds like stories and it's real, you know, but I think the beauty about this thing is that it's going to help a lot of people that are watching, because they're going through similar things that they might think that they're the only ones because they don't have an avenue to talk to. You guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Marcy's Projects. If you have any questions for me or for Chigo about what she's spoken about today, please send an email to marcyoni@marcy.oni.com, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.